Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jared. Today, going to be doing some work on my EG Civic hatch out here. You can see finally we got some good weather here in Melbourne, and I took it out this morning to a car show, and I've got a couple new mods I want to throw on the car. Some cosmetic, some for performance. So first up, what I bought was this angled shift lever extension. And you can see at the moment I've just got a straight extension with my shift knob on the top, and when I shift, my arm is pretty straight, and when you're going into third, it's even further away. The extension did make it a lot better, but I got this really cheap from China, and it should just bring it back a little bit more towards me, maybe like an inch or so. Secondly, I went and bought some new bolts for my steering wheel, which are titanium, so they'll make it a bit more of an accent inside of the car. Then I went ahead and I bought a new strut brace, because this one, it's not that solid, it's quite flexible, and I can even flex it with my hand. So what I've got is this hard race copy. It's not actually a real hard race, but I'm pretty sure it comes from the same factory where they do make them from in China. But this one is completely solid. There's less flex, there's more bracing in the side here, and it's also triangulated to the firewall, so it prevents firewall flexing as well. And to go with that, I got this skunk rear brace as well for in the boot of the car, and it looks like I'm going to have to cut into some of the plastic to get this to mount as well. So at the moment I currently don't have a rear tie bar, so I'd be interested to see how much of a difference this actually makes to the rear of the car. Don't know how I feel about the blue bolts on the steering wheel. I think it clashes a bit. It's a bit maybe hot boy for me. And I feel like the shifter extension might be a bit too long. Like there feels like there's a lot more wobble now that it's quite a lot longer than the old one. But I'll just drive it a few times and just see how I feel before switching back. Next, I'm going to start onto this front strut bar, which is pretty easy to remove. It's just those two 14mm bolts there, and the same on the other side. Fortunately, eBay has failed me. As you can see here, the bar doesn't actually fit flush. It's not welded at the right angle. And also on the firewall there, you can see the bolts are right at the top. This side was better, but still not perfect. So I've had to add those washers there to pack it up to also get these bolts aligned. And I had to grind out those holes a bit, as well as inside there and inside there. So it's fit up now. I don't really know how I feel about the blue. I know I got the blue spark plug leads, but the blue and the red I think clash. So what I'm thinking in the future is when I get a chance, I might actually paint the bar black, like wrinkle black. And I think that'll match the engine bay a lot better. Or even wrinkle red. I don't know what you guys think, whether it will match the valve cover. For the rear strut bar, this is the mounting point for it. And as you can see, that doesn't fit in there, and how far down it needs to go. And I don't really want to cut this whole thing out because it's going to look ugly. So what I'm thinking is making like a slot and sliding it in through the side like that. Just like a cut down the bottom here, so it's not too intrusive. And then I'll just sort of make it tidy and replicate the same on the other side as well. Alright guys, so I've been driving the car a little bit now, and at first I couldn't really notice any difference, and it wasn't until I got onto the bumpier roads like where I am now, it felt different. And it's hard for maybe some of you guys to understand, but if you've driven a modern car and then an old car, you can feel the chassis has a lot more rigidity in it, like a new car, and you get a lot less creaking and like movement inside the car, especially when you got stiffer suspension like I do, and it feels way more stiff and yeah, less rattles and way more confidence inspiring. Like I'm not sure whether it's the front one that's made more difference or it's the rear one, because I didn't have a rear one before, but definitely both of them together, it's way more comfortable here. when you turn in, it goes exactly where you want it to go. Such a nice day. In the more windy section is that the rear feels way more playful now, like it wants to step out more. So I'm not sure if that's exactly what I'm looking for, because I thought it was quite good before, and now I think it's a little bit too biased to the rear, and I've already got the rear sway bar on the softest setting. So I'm not sure whether I can go ahead and maybe soften up the rear dampers to make it a little less oversteery. But overall, you can definitely feel the difference before and after. So they're not just for show, they actually do something. So overall, would I recommend these mods? Yeah, definitely. I think if you went and bought eBay ones and you had $200 of strut bars, I think it's a really good bang for buck mod. But I wouldn't go spending $1,000 on carbon fiber ones, because I don't think it's that much of a difference. Okay, if this video was helpful, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.